Hi, everybody. It's Heather and Kathy from the Knot House in Frederick, Maryland. You know, I meant to look and see what number of podcast this is.
I believe it's 8.
So, welcome to podcast number 8. I'm going to take Mom on that because I think she's right. I think it is 8.
Imagine that.
Yeah. So, it's been a little while since we've done the podcast. I think the last time we had talked about or had done the podcast was before Rhinebeck.
Right before Rhinebeck. It was when Courtney was here.
Oh, right. So that was right at the end of September. Oh boy, we're in trouble.
We're in trouble.
So anyway, so we're here and happy to be here. Thank you for watching. We've had a lot more subscribers, and we want to thank you for that. We're pretty close to our 500 mark. So we have an announcement to make about that a little bit later. But first, I think what we're going to do is we're going to just do a small recap about Rhinebeck. I know Rhinebeck's over, and now everybody's actually talking about Edinburgh. So Mom will be very happy about that because she can talk about Edinburgh on all the future podcasts now up until March, Mom. So, but anyway,
I am working on my Edinburgh sweaters, you know.
I know we all know that. But anyway, so Rhinebeck was good. Was very good. We had great weather. As you guys know, and you've seen the pictures, people were going around, they couldn't really have their sweaters on because it wasn't cold enough, but I wore the Sunset Highway, and I thought it was pretty comfortable. Anyway, we wanted to thank everybody for coming up and saying hello to us. I know at Indie Untangled we saw several people come up to us and mention the podcast. We gave away some pins.
We did. We also did on Saturday. People would and thank you. Thank you for acknowledging that you watched and that you liked it, and we appreciate that.
So you want to talk about Indie Untangled first, real quickly? It was oh my God, it was a zoo.
Well, I had been at Indie Untangled last year, and you had not.
Right.
So you might want to talk about Indie Untangled. Well, it was very crowded. Let me just say that.
It was crazy crowded. It was crazy crowded. This year, was it 2 rooms last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Set up exactly the same.
So I had been there the year before that.
When it was just one room.
When it was just one room, right? And there was just a lot more people. There were more vendors as well.
Well, not that many more than last year.
Right.
Because it was the same space.
But they did something where you paid in advance to get in the what do they call it, the
early bird.
The early bird.
And they did that last year too.
And so that line was crazy. And then because we're a sponsor, we got to go in to the early bird, which was nice. But I was convinced. I felt bad for the people because I thought that all the people that were waiting to go in after the early birds, that there was not going to be any yarn left. There were that many people there. The parking lot, remember the lady that got mad that was trying to park at the hotel, and she said to somebody, well, I'm not going to this yarn thing, and I'm trying to stay here, and where am I supposed to park? But parking was crazy. But it was good. We got to see some of the people that support us here in the shop, and some of the vendors that we carry, and some new vendors too. So yeah, that was good. We picked up a couple of special colorways that we're gonna probably do as giveaways at some point along the way with the podcast. And there was something else. Oh, is that where we saw? That's where we saw the Grocery Girls the first time, right?
It is.
And we introduced ourselves.
It is.
To
Tracy and Jody.
To Tracy and Jody, and that was fun. And they were looking at yarn, buying yarn just like everybody else. We wanted to go to Needles Up, and we didn't get to Rhinebeck in time.
Otherwise we would.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't get there in time because I thought we left early enough, but I'm sure it was my fault.
She always thinks we leave early.
But yeah, we didn't, and we did. There was a couple of things we didn't do. We didn't get the Rhinebeck sign picture taken in the daylight. So here's a funny story. So I told Mom before we left that I wanted to get, we had to get the Rhinebeck sign because when we had planned this, we were going to record the podcast right after we got back, and it was going to be great, right? And, life happens, and that didn't happen. So it was nighttime, and we keep driving by the Rhinebeck sign, and I keep trying to get Mom to take the picture. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. So finally I pulled over at, I don't know, the little gas station or something across the street, and she got out of the car and across the street in the dark.
I'm sure somebody would have gotten a really good laugh at that. I had, I think, 20 pictures. Of course, none of them were the quality Heather wanted.
Well, part of it was because it was dark. Anyway, we should have gone back Sunday and done it, but anyway, so we didn't make it to Needles Up, and maybe we can do that next time. We hear that it was a good little venue too, and that's new. This was their first year doing that. And so then we went to actual Rhinebeck on Saturday, and Mom actually went through the sheep barn.
I did.
I said, "Do you want to go see the animals?" And she said, "No, I don't think I need to go see the animals." And I said, "We're going to see the animals." The next thing I know, she's in every stall trying to get a picture of every sheep. It was a little bit funny. But oh my gosh, so there were so many Caitlin Hunter sweaters.
Oh, there were.
Of all types. I mean, of course, the Sunset Highway kind of stood out.
There were a good many Birkin.
Yeah, there were Birkin, and that one's a little bit more subtle.
And the Tinga.
The Tinga, yep, there was the Tinga. We didn't really see that many Swanchos, did we?
There were a few Swanchos. We saw several on Sunday morning, of people wearing it because it was a little chillier.
Yeah.
But it was a little warm for the Swancho.
Yeah.
No Zwigs.
Well, the Zwig hadn't really come out yet. It had barely come out.
Well, mine was almost finished.
Wasn't almost finished. You were.
I only had.
Okay.
Part of a sleeve and a cuff.
Her wig was almost finished.
It was.
But there were so many pretty garments there, and I don't think we went through. Did we go through everything? We didn't go through the one book aisle, and that was one of the things that Mom tried to get me to do it. See, part of the thing is that it's so crowded on Saturday, and when you go into the barns or you go into the buildings,
it's hard to get into
the stalls. It's hard to get into the stalls to see anything, right? And you've got your bag, and then you're bumping into everybody. So I think next year we can go later in the afternoon on Saturday.
Yes.
And then go back Sunday morning when the crowd is not as heavy, because I think somebody said there were 35,000 people.
Somebody had texted us or commented that, I think.
So, I mean, that's just a lot of people. I mean, when we were trying to get food.
Oh, my God. The lines for food.
Right. And Dinah just went ahead and bit the bullet and was in the falafel line.
Yes.
And she waited in the falafel line for
us.
us.
And got falafel for all of us.
Yeah. So we hung out a good bit with Dinah and Pam from the knitting place. So that was nice, too. And saw some other friends. We got interviewed by Christy Glass.
We did.
That was first thing Saturday morning. That was kind of the first, as we were kind of coming in. So that was a nice little treat. Then we got our official pictures made with the Grocery Girls at the Podcast Hill.
The Podcast Hill was fun.
I mean, I actually had fun.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I did regret that we didn't go back Sunday morning. Mom and I were back and forth.
She wanted to go see the books.
I wanted to go see the books, and Mom said...
I probably 3 times said to her on Saturday, we should walk down this aisle. I don't want to walk down that aisle.
It was very crowded.
So
anyway, it was a good time. Hopefully, you get to go to Rhinebeck sometime in your knitting adventures. It's a really, really pretty venue. We didn't even get any cider donuts.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. I wanted to also talk about this past weekend. We had a really, really good trunk show with Claire of Autumn Indigo, and I think it was one of Claire's first trunk shows, maybe first or second trunk show, and she did great. She was just delightful with all of our customers. Everybody, I think she was a little bit nervous, but everybody had a great time, and there was a line out the door before we opened, and
Just thrilled her.
Yeah.
Just thrilled her to death. I said, Claire, there's a line. Woot woot, look over here. She goes, no, you're kidding me. So yeah, there was a line. So I made her go to the door and open the door and
Right.
let everybody in.
So we did a little interview, and I'll share that with you guys. We'll probably just cut into that right now and go into the interview, and then Mom and I'll come back.
Now it's recording.
Now we're recording.
Oh, now we're recording. It's great.
Hi, everybody.
Have to get comfortable first.
You have to
Right.
get comfortable first.
Okay,
You have to get comfortable.
I'll do it.
You can,
Hi.
you can do the start. Do the start.
Hi,
Mom.
everybody. This is Kathy from the Knot House, Heather, and Claire.
Hi.
Hi.
So we thought we'd do a little interview today. We've got Claire. How do you say your last name, Claire?
Borchardt.
Borchardt. We practiced it, but apparently we didn't practice it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to scooch up.
Who, me?
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
See,
That's better.
you're having fun.
See?
Yes.
All right.
So, Claire, where did you drive from?
I
here.
came from Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. So we thought it was only going to take you like 5 or 6 hours, and it took
Waze
how
was
long?
wrong. It was a
Was that-
little over 7.
Was that because of traffic, or was it just that
No,
far?
it's really that far. I think it was
Okay.
like 460 something miles.
All right.
Yeah.
It was a hike, to say the least.
Okay. We appreciate you coming.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Mom and I mean, when you said you would come, I told Betsy immediately when you responded in the email. I was like, Betsy works with us at the shop. I said, guess who said she'd come? Ottoman Indigo said she'd come, and she's like, really? So it's like, I can't believe she's gonna drive this far for a truck show. But
I couldn't believe it either,
yeah.
but here I am.
But it was a great day. I mean,
It was cold.
It was cold. I mean, it was
We're not
like
gonna
40
talk about
degrees.
how cold it was.
It was a great day for knitting. I mean, all the knitters came out. A lot of our regulars came, and then we
And
had
thank you.
and
Thank
we
you.
had people that are your followers that were new to the shop. So we thank you for that, because that was, it's always nice to have new people in the shop, and clearly they were your followers. So we had a line out the door.
Let's talk
Yes.
about the line out the door.
Okay, so
We're
almost
setting up.
opening time.
Yeah, we're
I
setting
mean,
up still, and Mom goes, ooh, ooh.
and there was, she was like, Claire,
Take a picture.
there's a line at the door. And I'm like, no, there's not. Oh,
And there was.
There was what, maybe almost 10 people standing outside at.
Well, it was probably about
11:02.
10. Yeah.
It was 11:02.
Two.
I looked at my watch, and there was one husband with the bunch.
Yes, there was.
And I said to him, only knitters, right? And he shook his head. And I said, the really funny thing is nobody knocked on the door,
Nope.
and the door was open.
They just stood there.
They just stood
like,
there.
But that's okay. Yes, there was a line at the door this morning waiting to come in, which was,
And they were all kind of ferocious, that first group.
yeah. Yeah, it was kind of scary. I'm not even gonna lie about it. Scary in a good way. It was. I mean, they bombarded the front table and attacked the sport yarn.
They did.
They attacked it.
And there was
it
some
gone.
kit, right? One of the kits, you come back and you said, Heather, the kits are gone. I got to make more kits.
Yeah, the 5-piece fades. I had a few 5-piece fades
And
and
they
a
were
few
gone?
3, and they were snatched up like seconds, gone.
Good.
So it was good. It was awesome.
Good.
So clearly it won't be the last time you come.
No, I will be
Right.
back.
We're making
Yep,
plans.
We're making plans. We can't talk about it, but
Nope.
but our lips are sealed.
But if we were going to talk about it,
it'll be here on the podcast in the
it'll be
future.
good. I
And it's
promise.
going to be good.
It's
And
gonna
there will be
good.
more yarn because
Claire
there was a
now
slight
understands
shortage.
more yarn.
So let me just ask a couple of things. So maybe there's some people that have followed you on Instagram
sure.
and weren't able to be here today to see your yarns, and didn't get to talk to you, and they want to
Okay.
know a little bit more about who you are and
Sure.
the story. So how long have you been dyeing yarn? You're relatively new, right?
I am relatively new. This is my first year in. This is my job. This is my 9 to 5 and many more hours.
So people are going to see more Autumn and Indigo. For
Absolutely.
Sure. Right.
Without a doubt.
Right. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to ask is how did you pick the name Autumn and Indigo?
Okay, so many people may know me as CT Handmade, and this was 3-4 years ago when I was selling finished knit and crochet items on Etsy. I was CT Handmade, and it just wasn't, I was building and growing, and I needed a name that would represent me better as who I am and my business. And so it came to a point to where my boyfriend and I, we were writing down names where things that we liked, and they were all like almost nature inspired and things that I enjoy doing and whatnot, which dyeing was a part of them, painting, etc. And it just happened to be Autumn and Indigo is what we picked, because it's kind of hard to find names that like mesh together.
So it just kind of has a little ring to it.
That's kind of how I felt, and I was like this and this, and since then it's been that, and now we just say fibers because now it's fibers.
Right. So I thought it was like more complicated than that, because you think about autumn as, orangey red colors, and then indigos are indigos, right? And they're kind of opposite colors.
Yeah.
And I thought it was something to do with that, but you said it didn't have anything to do with that.
It was names written on a piece of paper.
Okay.
And
those
were the winners.
The Knot House was kind of that way too. Sometimes it's just, you go through a dozen names.
That's it.
And that was
that was how it was for Autumn and Indigo. That's it.
Good.
So what is the most popular base that you sell right now?
Okay, initially it started as sport.
Okay.
And sport was extremely popular. And then sock happened, and nothing else matters. Like it's
what Mom says.
Sock.
Exactly. I only like to knit and fingering.
Yeah.
But fingering is what sells.
Fingering is definitely what sells.
Well, fingering is what sells all year round consistently. I think
I agree.
There's, when you come into days like today and people want sweaters, they don't want to spend 6 weeks or 6 months on a fingering sweater. Not everybody is like Mom that can whip out a sweater and fingering in 5 weeks. So they want something that goes faster.
But we did sell a Sunset Highway today.
We did.
Out of your sock yarn.
Yes.
Okay.
And 2 others. What was it? The
Western Sky.
Western Sky. So
yeah.
we had to use 2 sub skeins because she wanted the gray and purple, which it's not there anymore. Just kidding. She wanted gray and purple.
The Sunset Highway was staying. Was back there earlier. Yeah, that's funny. Lots of fades though. Lots of fade combinations.
Of fades. Fades were very, very hot today.
Yeah. So, have any designers designed anything in your yarn set?
Recently, we had a lady from Bloom Handmade Studio. Her name is Carolyn Bloom. She designed the Revolve
scooch over, Mom.
shawl. I'm gonna stand up for a second. I'll have it. Or the Revolve cowl, and it's 2-color brioche. This particular pattern was. Can you guys see that? Okay. Let's see.
See, don't you like this whole podcast thing? You get to put it up there.
It's still reverse, and it's
okay.
Weird.
It's weird. It's reversed. It's weird.
Carolyn from Bloom Handmade Studio designed the Revolve pattern, and it takes 4 skeins, 2 skeins of each color of my sport weight yarn, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Flip it around. Yeah, there you go.
And then there's the blue.
Yeah.
So this particular one is done in Gold Rush and Ink Splatter. And then there's that. And then she has another version that's open-ended, and that is done with Mist and Still.
Yeah, because this is a...
Yeah, that's pretty. But she did a great job. She is the only designer that has reached out to me thus far.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
It looks fantastic.
I really love the gold and the teal green contrast together.
I do too. It looks fantastic. She did a great job.
And thank you.
So that's exciting, that you've got somebody that's done a pattern in it, and then You've done you've written.
She hasn't even been drinking, guys.
I know.
You've
Even though
designed
it
and
is
written,
coming.
You've designed and written a few patterns yourself.
I have. I have quite a number of patterns, but most of those are in bulky and other yarn, like more so commercial yarns, like Lion
Okay.
Brand and whatnot. And then I've recently designed the Illusion shawl that takes 3 skeins of sport yarn.
Okay.
And then the commuter shawl, which takes 1 skein of sock.
And how can people find you on Ravelry? What's your name on Ravelry?
Ravelry, I am Ottoman Indigo.
Okay.
Just
Makes sense.
search Ottoman Indigo.
Okay.
Or I think my first and last name, Claire Borchardt, should be on there as well.
Okay.
But I think it's mostly under Ottoman Indigo. Or else you can buy my patterns on my website direct at www.ottomanindigo.com.
But you've recently been dying for wholesale orders,
I
right?
have. It's
And some
and I've
requests
had a
for
lot of
trunk
requests
shows,
for
right?
trunk shows,
Yeah.
and
Maybe some wholesale.
I've had other requests for wholesale, but nothing's been closed
Yeah.
yet, so we're just leaving that where it is.
Yeah. So, well, again, we thank you for coming, and we look
Absolutely.
forward to the
Thank
next
you.
time you come.
Thank you so much for having me.
Maybe
It's
the
been
next
so
time
fun.
it won't be so cold.
Hopefully, maybe.
That's a hint.
We'll
That's
see.
a hint. All right. Okay, so we're back, and one of the things that wanted to just talk about real quick while we're finishing up on Ottoman Indigo and that trunk show is we had a special colorway for the trunk show, and Claire named it Voyager. So we pulled back a couple of these skeins and thought that it would be appropriate to see. I got you punk you in the face.
Yeah. I'll bonk you in the face.
Anyway, first I had it over your face. Anyway,
That felt kind of good. Let me do that again.
Stop it, Mom. Anyway, so what we wanted to do is give away 2 skeins of this, and this is 75 merino, 25 nylon, and it is a sock, and it's 468 yards. So we thought that if we did 2 skeins, that that is plenty for somebody to do a shawl with. So yeah. So that's. See, I get to do it. So anyway, so Mom, how are we gonna do the giveaway for
All
the
right.
podcast?
So,
Because you get to keep up with that, you know.
do I? Okay. It is just November and the shop is busy and I don't have
Right, and
anything else to do.
it's a one-man shop. She told me today that this is a one-man shop. A one-man show, rather. I think is what you said.
No, it's a Heather show.
No. You said when it's more than a one-man show around here.
Maybe I did say that. She wanted me to do something, like she always does, that I didn't want to do, so that was
That I
my
think
answer.
is easy. Should be easy to do.
Well, how hard is it, she says.
Anyway, so how are we going to do the giveaway?
So, we're going to do the giveaway. You have to be a subscriber.
To the podcast.
To the podcast. And leave a note on this podcast. A comment of some kind. And then we'll do a random drawing.
So when are we going to do that? We didn't talk about that.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
How long we should do. So if this airs...
The 1st of December.
What?
That's 2 weeks.
So you're going to let it go through Thanksgiving?
I am.
So December 1?
December 1.
Well, what day is December 1?
I don't know.
Well, we have to tell them, Mom. We
I mean,
can't
they
just-
know when December 1 is.
So, let's see. December 1st is a Friday.
Okay.
So, we'll contact you then, I guess, by the end of the day on Friday. Whoever it is. So, again, please be a subscriber. I'll do a random drawing.
Notice how she went back to she'll do it.
I will, but then you have to be the one to ship it and implement and do the follow through.
Because that's what I'm good at.
Right. I guess while we're on trunk shows.
Well, I was going to talk about it when I showed my new shawl, but you can.
Well, we can go ahead and talk about the shawl if you want to.
We can. All right. So
You got to do it the other way.
this is there we go.
There we go.
This is Groovy by Jumper Cables. It's an old,
Oldie but goodie.
yes, it is. And this is the DK Erin version. There's several versions of it. And I did it in Little Fox, Vulpine, and held with a strand of Shibui mohair, Silk Cloud.
Did it take 2 skeins of Silk Cloud?
2 skeins of each.
That was a pretty quick knit too. I mean, I know you're on like the Speedy Gonzales mode lately with all of your knitting, but it's what
is
size needles did you use?
8, which, you know, you should be fast on an 8.
Yeah. Well, some of us should be faster than we are.
But it feels great, and I've gotten so many compliments on it.
It's a really, really pretty color. Do we have more of this color?
We
Mom?
do. We do.
Do you remember what that colorway is?
It's on the table.
Behind. Let's see. Again, it's Little Fox. It's Vulpine. And Vulpine is a merino cashmere nylon, which is part of the reason why it feels so good. This is mulberry. Hey, I can even pronounce it. So 231 yards in 1 skein.
And then the Shibui
pretty
Silk
color.
Cloud was Imperial.
Okay.
So
So
she will be here
the
this
point
weekend.
of that, yeah.
Amy will be here Saturday and Sunday.
Right. It's not often that we get to have a trunk show for 2 days in a row, but Amy.
She is from Richmond, so she said that she would stay and hang out with us again on Sunday too.
Yeah. So yeah, so that'll be fun. So that's another event that we've got going in the shop.
I don't know that all of our trunk shows are up on the website, but we also have a trunk show the first weekend. Magpie has her anniversary show
The first weekend in December.
in December.
Mm-hmm.
And then the weekend after that, Carol will be here from Swift.
And then that's all the trunk shows through Christmas, right?
Right.
So we just have the 3
We
coming
do.
up. What do you want to talk about?
Well,
You got your other.
we can talk about A Girl's Best Friend, Isabel Kramer, which is her newest shawl. Carissa did this one for us, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's done in breathless fingering. It took 3 skeins: butterscotch, Frenchie, and sandalwood.
Yeah, you use sandalwood a lot.
Well, I do, and the reason I like sandalwood is it's not really gray, it's definitely not white, and it's not as warm as what chamois is. So I kind of like it.
I wanted to get this up closer so you could actually see the texture and the pattern. It's such a pretty design. And you know, I wouldn't have probably put these colors together, but these are pretty close to the colors that it was designed in, right?
It is. And she didn't design it in all of Shalimar, but
Well, I need to do a little better job on that, but
well, it's fine for now.
it really is pretty.
It is.
Carissa does such pretty work.
She does. We also have got.
Since
this is out of Little Foxes.
Oh, that's right, it is.
It is. So this is one of the AIM. Is it AIM True Hat, Heather? You wrote it. It's one of Caitlin Hunter's first ones.
AIM True Hat, yep.
Pretty soon we'll have our own Caitlin Hunter trunk show.
Pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
But
right?
this is just gorgeous. You guys can see that
But that was.
color work.
And did she hold mohair with this one? She did. Did she?
No. She did not.
No, she did not.
No. That's the cashmere in it. That's the little cashmere halo.
Yeah.
Because it was done in Vulpine also. Which,
Originally.
What do you mean originally?
Did Caitlin do it in full time?
Actually, I don't know if she did. It was listed as one of the yarn suggestions.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly which one she did it in. But we were looking at color work stuff and looking at hats a couple weeks ago, and I really like these two colors together. It looks pretty true here in the picture too.
It does.
So it just took one skein of each. There was a little bit left over.
There was.
Of each, but it's a really, really pretty hat. And again, it's a free pattern. Again, and I'll put the name on the bottom of the screen. Aim True Hat by Caitlin Hunter. So that's a nice little hat addition.
And then this is the
Sea Train hat by the Espace Tricot girls. I think Lisa was the one that did this hat.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, she designed this one on their way to Vogue Knitting Live
last year,
and they're on their way in January.
Okay.
So
okay.
So yeah, so we had gotten some new yarn in, some Shalimar. What is this? Enzo Aaron, Mom?
It is.
And
Whistle Stop.
And you also added mohair to this too, right?
I did. I used Shibui again, Silk Cloud, and this colorway is velvet. So
yeah, it looks pretty true.
Yeah.
And then I think it looks really great with this pom-pom. Now, is this one of the alpaca? This is not an alpaca pom-pom.
That's the last of our real pom-poms.
Yeah, this is a really pretty one. So anyway, this was a quick hat, wasn't it? I mean, I think you did it in one night.
I did.
Yeah. So this is another great gift item. What was the colorway that we did of this? Did we already say that?
Whistle Stop.
Whistle Stop. Okay. So there's another hat. So Espace Tricot, they design their own patterns sometimes. Of course, they do other people's patterns too. But both Melissa and Lisa design, and then most of their patterns are free on their
website.
On their Ravelry page or their website. And they also have a podcast too, and so you can find that on YouTube if you just search Espace Tricot. So hopefully you guys will do that. What I have on is the one that Melissa just designed. It's also a free pattern. It's called Getting Warmer. I'll just show it because you might recognize it from Ravelry. And she used Woolfolk, but we don't carry Woolfolk, so I chose to use Shalimar Cush, which I thought I had.
We hadn't meant for it to be a Shalimar show today, but we have a lot of Shalimar today.
We have a lot of Shalimar in the shop, actually. But so I tried to just use 2 skeins of Shalimar Cush, but I couldn't do it with 2 skeins. I ended up getting 3 skeins. This is Black Truffle. It's a pretty gray, and the Cush is special because it's also a merino cashmere silk blend. So I had Mom weave in the ends, of course, and I asked her what she thought about it, and she said, well, it feels excellent. So this is what it basically looks like. It's a really, really cute design that Melissa did. I like the ribbing at the bottom. Whew, it's cold taking it off. But it's just so easy to wear, and you know,
it didn't take you that long to make it either.
It should have taken me a day to make it, but it took a little bit longer than that. So it just kind of very loosely, you know, covers your shoulders and comes up. Now, something else that you could also use that we carry here in the shop for it is the
Kilburn Woolens Tundra.
Right, and that's got alpaca in it.
It does, and silk.
So that would also be very soft.
Yes.
But these were just a few
quick projects.
You know, so people coming in the shop, because it's, you know, that time of year when people are coming in looking for gift items, quick things to do. So yeah, so thank you, Melissa and Lisa, for sharing your patterns with everybody. Again, I'll put those at the bottom of the screen so you can go look at those.
All right.
So here we go, drum roll. You guys don't know how hard she is to live with about all this.
I'm not. If we weren't competing.
Nobody's competing. I don't have the time that you do.
Then why am I hard to live with?
Because here's what she does. She sends me these text messages. I'm almost to the ribbing. And then she'll say, I've almost got a sleeve done. And here I am struggling to get, an inch or two done on my Sunset Highway. So, but I'm actually to the sleeves on my Sunset Highway, so.
Good. You've done your 15 miles.
I've done my 15 miles. I still have a little bit of the ribbing at the bottom, but I'm going to go ahead and just say that I'm starting on my sleeves.
Well, I must say, now I've got this mannequin's a lot littler than I am. So I've got it pinned just to look a little better.
I've got fuzz in my nose.
But I must say this is probably, to date, the most special thing I've done. And I am very, very, very proud of it, and I think it is a fabulous design. This little texture, which is a one-stitch cable that is in the sleeves.
Now, did you do that one-stitch cable without a cable needle?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
I thought that's what you told me. You taught yourself to do it.
I did. There wasn't as much color work in this as Sunset Highway. You have the lace panel instead. I used Magpie Hot Blooded, and this is Swift Wood Stove. And I couldn't be more pleased with how it turned out.
Do we have this wood stove?
We do.
Do we have any more hot-blooded? I know the answer to that already.
I don't think we do.
No, I know we sold the last game this past weekend of that. It's ordered though, right?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
So why did you like this one better than Sunset Highway?
Well, number one, it's for me. That could be one reason.
Right, because the Sunset Highway that I had on at Rhinebeck is actually for my stepdaughter Sarah, and she was kind enough to let me wear it first at Rhinebeck. So,
and this just had a little different detail. It looks a little more sophisticated, I think, than the Sunset Highway does. I mean, as far as
dressier.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say sophisticated. I think it's just dressier.
But I enjoyed doing it. I did. I tried so hard to have it done for Rhinebeck. I really did.
So that's right. You did. You almost had it done.
I did. And these sleeves are a little different. So let's talk about those a minute. She does a sleeve that is, 84 stitches maybe? And then you do your decreases right before the cuff. So there's no decreasing in the sleeve.
Which makes it really kind of blousy.
Makes it blousy. And then that's why the reason for the long cuff.
To make it blousy.
To make it, distinct.
Right.
So it doesn't look messy that way.
Right.
The Sunset Highway's done the same way.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a little longer than Sunset Highway. Sunset Highway, I think, was 5, and I think this one is 7.
So did you alter the pattern anyway?
I did not. I followed the pattern exactly. I found the color work a little easier on this one than Sunset Highway, but that may have just been because I'd done it before.
Mm-hmm.
One of
well, these sections are kind of small, so you didn't have to worry about floats.
No floats, and even up in here, no floats.
Yeah.
And I did German short rows instead of wrap and turns. I've decided that I really like German short rows.
Okay.
I don't know why you do wrap and turns. They're foolproof. So that's one thing. One of our customers, Dawn, CPA Dawn, has started this, and she was just ecstatic. She's, 2 or 3 rows into her lace.
What colors did she pick?
She picked the wood stove, but she went with a kettle.
Oh, that's right. She went with a creamy color at the top,
Mm-hmm.
didn't she? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm very, very pleased with it. The pattern was very easy to read, very easy to follow. There really wasn't, I can't say enough about it.
Yeah. Well, it's really pretty. So you haven't worn it yet, have you?
I haven't worn it yet. I think I've lost enough weight I could wear it. But that's one of my
It looks kind of Christmassy.
Well, I didn't really want it to look.
Well, I know you didn't want it to look Christmassy, but I'm just saying if it's the Christmas season and you have it on, it goes.
Right, it would kind of be Christmas.
It is coming up on Christmas.
Whew.
Yeah, they're saying that we could get some snowy weather for Thanksgiving. I know.
Nice.
I know.
Nice.
I know.
All right. I think is that all?
Is that all of our finished stuff?
I think so.
I should have more.
I think so. It's hard for me to fit in if I want 5 sweaters. And Heather keeps saying you need to do this and you need to.
But how many do you have going? You have 1, 2, 3 that I know of. You've got your fade that you finished.
I do.
Your so faded sweater.
I do.
And by the way, we are stocked up on.
We got that yarn in.
We got the Western Sky purples.
All the colors.
All the purples that Mom had shown on the previous podcast. And we're stocked up on those. We also got more Western Sky, other colors too. So for anybody that's a Western Sky fan, we've got a good selection right now.
Matter of fact, we've got probably 10 new colors that we hadn't had before.
Yeah. So you've got this one. You've got your So Faded. So that's 2.
That's 2.
Right. And
that's
then,
not 5.
That's not 5. I know, but how many do you have in progress though?
Well, I am working on the branches and buds. Carrie Hodge.
Why was I thinking that was Caitlin Hunter?
I don't know, but it's not.
What's the other one that has the color?
That's the Birkin.
The Birkin, because you're going to do that one too.
You know, I don't know. I may be too big busted for that one.
All right, so go ahead. I'm sorry. So you're
Okay.
doing Branches and Buds.
I'm doing Branches and Buds
by Carrie Hodge.
by Carrie Hodge, and I am using Spin Cycle Private Label for the background,
Good old Spin Cycle Private Label.
and then Heather has one done with this dyed in the wool, and I am doing this one. So the colors will change, as you can see.
So far that you haven't changed the skein to get those different colors.
No.
That's just the way the skein is working up.
Right, that's how it is.
That's the beautiful thing about dyed in the wool.
Yes.
Because the repeats are long enough that you really
It's
It
going to
looks
look like I've changed colors.
right, and you don't
because
have to.
the
Show
last
the inside of it, Mom. The inside of it.
the
There you go.
last
Yeah.
I was hoping I would get to some of this teal, but the last branch is going to be done in red, I guess.
So does it just take the one skein of
one
that?
skein. Mhm.
Okay.
It does. So I started on this.
So let's just show this pattern again for
Okay.
people so you can see it. So you see, whoops, you've got three rows of that little feather branches thing.
And I'm on my 3rd.
So that's not very very fitted either. See, I'm
No.
blocking you again, Mom. I'm blocking you.
No.
So yeah, so it's not very fitted really at all.
No, it's straight. There's no
Okay.
decreases. There's no shaping.
All right, so that's number 3.
Right. I also am working on the Woodford. I don't have it with me today to show. That's the one I'm doing in the purple Cumbria.
Mm-hmm.
That I'll look a little fluorescent when you see me. You can see me coming.
Oh, that's that bright purple.
Yeah, the bright purple. So
Nice
that
contrast with your hair.
so that's 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm working on a test knit. So that would be 5.
So you're planning for this test knit to be one that you take. That's part of your 5. That's going to be included. I thought. So she told me the other day that this test knit is challenging her a little bit. So. Which I think is a little funny. But it's funny to me because I know that she'll figure it out. There's not a doubt in my mind about it, and I'll get to hear all about it. And you guys probably will too. So, but you know, she's going to pretend like it's hard for her to do.
There's several elements in it that I have no experience in.
Have you gotten any help from anybody yet?
My sources don't have any experiences either.
There you go.
So, but I have all the confidence in the world that I'll figure it out. Trust me, I want to do it that badly.
What yarns are you using for it?
I'm going to use Julie Oslin, Merino. Is it Lazure DK?
Yes, we just got the DK in. We just
did.
started carrying the DK.
And I've taken enough of it, I've got to fill in the holes.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I'm going to do it in.
So, you'll be good. You'll be fine.
I didn't go with your colors. I went with my colors.
You didn't go with...
I did not.
Well, whatever. It's your sweater.
It's my sweater.
I don't care what you go with.
I know. So good. I'm glad.
She asked my opinion, I give it to her.
And I looked at it. So what I do when I pick color, I can pick color for you all day long and say, that's it. That's perfect. For me, I have a hard time. So I lay it out on the back table and I look at it. And I look at it. And is this what I want? And so then I'll pick another combination, and that's what Heather did. Heather and Carissa together picked another combination. And I looked at it, and I looked at it, and I thought, that doesn't look like me. It doesn't look like anything I would do. It doesn't look like anything I would wear. What am I doing? So I went back to the first one, and I'm happy with it. And I've wound it, so I've made a commitment. So that's what I'm working on.
Okay. Well, I'm still working on my Sunset Highway, so. So what else are we going to talk about?
Well, you wanted to talk about the Ribbon Street bags that we got in that are going fast.
Yes. So, years ago, I found Ribbon Street at Stitches West and bought myself a computer case. But she also makes project bags.
She really, I don't think, started out making project bags. I think she started out making more
purses and totes and
totes
things, yeah.
And backpacks and computer bags.
So, this is a funny story. So this is what Mom and I were arguing about earlier, because I said, can we talk about the Ribbon Street bags? And she said, no, I asked about something else, actually. And she said, well, that's not up on the website. And I said, well, how hard is it to put it on the website, Mom? So I got in trouble because I don't appreciate how difficult it is to get things on the website. So my point in this is these bags are also not on the website under accessories. However, if you leave a comment in the podcast, we respond to those comments.
Or if you want to email me.
Or you can email or call Mom here at the shop, and
I'll take pictures.
She'll take pictures of what we have and send them to you.
I did that for somebody last week.
Yeah. So, I think, so this one is $47.50, and this is kind of like a small size. It would be like a scarf project or socks.
Mm-hmm. Or an accessory bag.
But the inside's nice too. Pretty fabrics on the inside. So I picked out a couple of my favorite ones in the different sizes. So this is a big one, just like that one, but it's bigger. It's like a sweater size bag. So this one's got like apples on the inside. And
That's
this
the
one,
size I want.
Yeah, you want that one in the gold.
I do.
So this one's $59. And this one's got the little deer on it. Very
But
cute.
I was afraid she'd fuss at me for taking it.
That I would fuss at you for taking the gold one?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you said that you wanted to get it with the plastic in the inside.
I would like
with
it.
the not the plastic. It's actually the
oilcloth.
The oilcloth. And so then we had gotten these in, and I hadn't seen these bags, and I'm not really a cat fan. You know, I don't know. But I saw this bag, and I saw these little cats on it, and I thought it was pretty cute. So I thought, you know, that's a cute bag. So, and maybe it's the lime color that is with it. It's kind of, you know, black and white with the little lime, pops of lime.
It is the lime color.
The reason I like it?
Mm-hmm.
But these bags do have the oilcloth in them. So you've seen these bags before. I've talked about them on the podcast before. And so it's just a slick fabric on the inside, so that if you're yarn is in here wound up, then if you keep it in the bag and it's spinning, it doesn't get all,
Roughed up.
roughed up or furry, where the cashmere gets kind of, haloed.
Roughed up.
So anyway, so this is the cat bag, and then I really like this next one, and this was pink, and I just thought this was a pretty vibrant bag, and it's also got that in there, but this has got the dots with the deer, and it's also the wax fabric. So anyway, and these little boxy bags are $65. So nice size project bag, good gifts. So that's that, and maybe one day they'll be on the website. That's when she said one day when this is more than a one-man show. So but we actually have a lot more of those bags to choose from. We have several boxy bags.
We do.
The boxes and even the hanging ones. You can't see them, but we've got some pretty gold dots and birds, zebras. So let's see, what else?
We're really
What
stocked
else?
up.
Yeah, we're pretty stocked up. Oh, should we talk about what's coming?
Well, you've already kind of let it out of the bag, so you might as well.
You mean on Instagram?
Yeah.
So if you follow us on Instagram, or if you don't and you're watching this, you can follow us on Instagram. We're Not House Yarns on Instagram. But I went a little crazy when I was ordering this summer. I guess it was back in August when we were working on picking out the Sunset Highway sweater was so popular, and we started looking at Olan yarns from Ireland, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we went a little crazy. So we've got...
We did not. Let's clarify
It's
this.
fine. I went crazy because you know what? It's easier to pick out 40 colors than it is to pick out 20 colors, especially if you have ever tried to pick out colors of... I don't know how many colorways she has, but I mean, it's a lot of colorway. I mean, she probably has 80 to 100 colors. So I just kept picking and picking. So we got word that she is actually dyeing, or she was dyeing our order last week. And that is sock. That is not a single ply that we're getting in.
Excuse me.
It's I'm pretty sure it's a merino nylon sock. So that's exciting. But we're also getting some DK, 15 colors of the DK. So I'm sure by the next time we do this podcast, we will have that yarn in. So I just wanted to go ahead and mention that we will be getting it. Watch Instagram, because I will be posting about that when we get it. If you're an Olan fan, we will have them on the website too.
That will be on the website.
You sure? I have to give her a hard time.
She does give me a hard time.
That's what we do. So anyway, so that's exciting. And let's see, we should be getting some Tosh vintage in sometime soon too. You got to call and check on that.
I've got to check on that. They were out of vintage. We got the Tosh light order in, but we did not get the vintage because they were out of it.
Right. But we've gotten a lot of yarns in. Like we said, we mentioned the Lizu DK by Julie Osseline. That's one of the newest editions.
We also got a new order of Duck Duck wool.
Oh, we did. We got the 80/20 silk, right?
80/20 silk, 600 yard skeins of that.
Yep, that's a nice size skein because it's 600 yards, and if you're doing a shawl, it's more than 400. But yet you don't have to buy two skeins. So.
Right. I think we've gotten the Freya bulky in, the super bulky, since the last time we were here. I was looking around trying to see.
Oh, we've got, you ordered the Rasta. We got the Rasta in
And
from
the Caracol.
Malabrigo.
Yeah.
So we're kind of, stocked up on those.
And some new, Malabrigo's got new colors. And they had them in stock. So we got those too.
So the shop looks pretty good. It's all filled up. We got nice new samples in. Thanks to Mom and Clarissa and some of our other elves. So
A lot of rearranging.
it's only just begun. Actually, we just ordered new cubbies. We got 3 new additional cubbies because of the Olan order. We're gonna have to move some stuff around. So we've got more cubbies coming. Get to move everything around. I get to organize. I don't know why I do. I don't know why I do.
Right.
So, all right. Well, I guess that's everything. Again, we'll do the giveaway, so don't forget to leave a comment. What were we going to say, Mom?
Where can they find us at?
Oh, you can find us at www.knothousyarns.com. And like I said earlier, you can find us on Instagram at knothousyarns. And you can find us on Ravelry at the Knot House.
And Facebook is the Knot House
as well. And Facebook also, yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, thank you again. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving holiday. And we'll talk to you probably not too long after Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Bye.